Michael Orr, the Blind Side. Do y'all remember the movie Blind Side? This became famous maybe about, I want to say, I think about 10 years ago. Sorry for the pause, but I think it was about maybe 15 years ago. Had to been pre 2010. So yeah, probably 15, 16 years ago, where his family in Tennessee, I'm sure most people over or my age or over my age have seen it. Kind of wealthy white family with a kind of your typical, like when girls or women grow up and they want to get married, to have the marriage, the white picket fence, the fluff and everything. Well, that was this family. Pretty wealthy guy, his wife, a daughter and a son that were, middle school, high school age. Apparently, long story short, they found Michael Orr in a bad situation. Can't remember how they met for the first time, but I guess ended up adopting him, becoming his friend, helping him, adopting him. And then they raised him in his home, moved him in. I guess moved him in and then adopted him, but you know what I mean. Now, the family were Ole Miss alums, and he miraculously went to Ole Miss. They got him into Ole Miss. He was good enough to make, I believe, all SEC that year, his junior year, and then was drafted by the Baltimore Ravens in the NFL draft. He had about a 12-year career, so pretty storied career. He wasn't the, I don't believe he made any All-Pros, maybe a All-Star year, I'm not sure. But long story short, they basically, what he is claiming is they fake adopted him, and the papers that he thought when he was signing it when he was, 15 or 16, he thought those were the adoption papers. What he is claiming now is that those were not adoption papers. And he's claiming he has not received 1 cent from the movie that they made about his life. And when I first heard about, I'm not talking about this specific story, but there was news that came out when he was playing, when this movie came out, that he was not a fan of the movie. He actually did not like the movie. He did not like the way he was portrayed in the movie. He thought they portrayed him as big and dumb and slow, basically. And they did kind of portray him, or that actor, to be not slow, I guess slow mentally, not autistic or anything, but just, just kind of slow. So he's saying he has not received 1 cent. Now, how is he realizing that right now when the movie's been out for how much, for how long? I don't really understand it at first, but after thinking about it, what probably happened is he either fired his agent, or the money is getting low that he received from the NFL, and he's going through all of his funds, all of his incomes, figuring out how this happened. He said, well, I surely have, or an agent or a tax auditor or somebody probably mentioned, well, you got to have some money coming in from the movie, right? And he's like, yeah, of course. And then starts to look into it, and he's like, wait, hold up. He's saying he's not received 1 penny, and he's suing that family that adopted him, quote unquote, for an undisclosed amount. And basically they brought him in to as a bargaining chip, because some of these alums, especially from some of the older storied universities, are very loyal, very, very loyal. And they basically used him as a prop to look good for alum, for Ole Miss, and then also maybe to get some kickback, who knows, from, I don't know, maybe his NFL playing career. I'm sure, where did the revenue come from that movie? We have no idea. It's fairly new. There's not many details out. but somebody had to get paid from that movie. And I don't know when that movie was thought or spurred as far as those. I don't know if they were approached. I'm sure they approached producers about a movie. And he's saying that the adoption papers were fake. So they're thinking he had them sign over some sort of conservatorship, some sort of basically I own you type of deal. It doesn't look good. Rich white family in the South basically bringing in a poor black kid. Now, they did help him, but to whose advantage, we have no idea. But we will have to see. Now, looking at some of these stories, Sandra Bullock is heartbroken by Michael Oher blindside controversy. Sandra Bullock's reaction to the Michael Oher drama shows how little the cast of these... what does it say? That's probably true. Sandra Bullock's reaction to Michael Oher drama shows how little the cast of The Blind Side knew about what was actually going on. So it does... I mean, look, I don't know. I'm just reading headlines. But I can definitely see something fishy going on. It's definitely not a story you hear all the time. And when you hear it, oh, it's such a heartwarming story, you're just like, wow, that's so awesome. And then as time plays on, I haven't thought about it in years. And when this story came out, you're like, I can kind of see that, It's one of those things. What else we got? Michael Oher's high school coach says facts will come out in legal dispute with the Tuohy family. What facts do we have here? The football coach called the legal dispute between the former NFL star and Tuohy's sad on Thursday. Yes, very, very sad. So here's Michael Oher. Here's Mr. Tuohy. And not really sure. It says Oher, 37 years old, filed a petition claiming that the Tuohy family did not legally adopt him, but tricked him into making them his conservators before earning millions from his falsified life story, which was depicted in the film Blindside. Wow, so he's claiming that they did make him sign a conservatorship before earning his millions. Now, what we don't know is maybe they had this idea. You know what? I think that's exactly what happened. I think it just hit me. So they knew what they had on their hands. Maybe it was like a pipe dream or like a shooting star, but here's what they did. They covered all the grounds. Yes, they used him. I'm going to call it right now. I know what happened. They saw him, and yes, they wanted him. In their minds, they were reasoning, look, I'm sure the husband and wife were talking, and they were like, look, this kid, he's so big. He could be the NFL. I could get him into Ole Miss. We could make a movie out of this. It's a movie story. And so they were basically, I think they were saying in their mind, we can help him get to where he wants to be, right? Which is the NFL, making money, being a professional athlete. And they could get what they wanted out of the situation, which is a movie. I guarantee you that's what happened. And when they had him sign those papers, he was under the assumption they were adoption papers, so claiming that you belong to us. That's what they were putting in his mind. And what they were doing is they had this movie plan all along. All along. I can see it as clear as day now. I just figured it out talking to y'all. So, yeah, this does not look good. And I think it just hit Michael Oher, too. When he figured this out, it just hit him like a ton of bricks, just like it hit me. They planned this all along. So, shame on them. However, I don't know what you can do legally. Look, he sued them. They brought him in. They groomed him. Not like that. They groomed him to be a football player. They saw his potential, and maybe even if they didn't know he's going to make it to the NFL, they're saying, look, let's just cover our tracks. We can have him sign these papers saying we own this story, right? We own, if this becomes a movie, a book in the future, we own all the rights to your share, whatever, right? And when they were thinking, we'll just tell him these are adoption papers, like I just mentioned, he'll think he belongs to us, so he can't go anywhere. And then we'll groom him to go to Ole Miss. And then with shooting stars, he get drafted. We'll make this big movie. Jimmy over there across the street, he said he knows somebody in Hollywood, Jill. Yeah. And he's gonna send them a good old email. No. Back then it would have been a good old letter, and see what we can make. Get some screenwriters and put this on film. That's exactly what they said. It sounded like too. So yeah, this doesn't look good. Now, again, you can sue somebody. You can sue somebody for anything, right? But where it goes, nobody knows. But I think he's got a really, really, really good case. Now, I think I know why he's suing too. I heard, and we'll look into it. I got to get off here in a minute, but I heard that the Tuohy family, now in the movie, he owns, let me get this off here. In the Tuohy family, the Tuohy family in the movie, it shows him riding in the back of like a Escalade or Suburban or whatever, and the football player Michael Oher is chewing down on like a whole bag of tacos, like from Taco Bell, and he's like, yeah, these are so good. How'd you get so many? And the dad's driving. He's like, yeah, well, we couldn't throw them away. And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, well, I own that Taco Bell. Well, apparently he owned a few franchises. From what I remember, it was like 6, 7, 8 back then. But as time went on, he bought more and more and more. Well, I'm going to search here in a second, but I heard 2 days ago that he sold, whether it be his franchises or another company, for like $250 million. So he's obviously has money, and shame on them. Who knows their financial situation back then? But if they did do that, and there's no way of finding evidence, I mean, I don't know, maybe they have that contract, they adoption papers they had him sign. Maybe they have it locked up in a safe. Maybe they got rid of it. I don't know. I think we'll have to see how this plays out, obviously. But if you're on their side, if you're defending the Tuohys, the family, what if you say, well, yeah, let's just show, if that is what happened, let's show the papers saying, yeah, Michael Oher signed over the rights not to his money, the rights to the movie, whatever the movie makes. I don't think they touched his NFL money. He was a grown man by then. He had his own bank accounts. There's no way the Tuohy family could have had access to his NFL money or endorsement money, but he wasn't a big star minus this film. There's a chance the lawyers for the Tuohy family say, yeah, present it. You're going to look like assholes in front of the whole country, but that will protect you from giving him any money that he's asking out of the movie. Now, is that fair? No, I don't think that's fair, but I'm just trying to, maybe see where this is going to go. Yeah, they're going to look like assholes, but where they will get in a back and forth with, it'll be a he said, she said. Because they're going to say, Michael Oher is going to say, you told me those were adoption papers. You told me I was going to be adopted, this and this and that. That's what I was signing. And they're going to say, no, we told you what this was, that, if you're minus your NFL career, if anything involves us, we just own the rights to our life, our, story, and you're a part of our story. So it could go two ways. They can either fully deny it, or they can come out if they really want to have. I think they have a better chance of not forfeiting any money if they, come forward and say, yeah, we did do that. And we didn't say these were adoption papers. We said that, we're just making sure that we own the rights to our story. And he was a part of our story at that time. And we didn't touch any of his professional career or his money or anything like that. And no, we didn't say those were adoption papers. We clearly stated that those were rights to our story. And I think they would have a better case of just coming out and saying, yeah, but we did have them sign these papers, but they weren't adoption, or, they're going to say, yeah, we were the bad guys, but it wasn't that bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't trick him. We didn't do this, do that. They'll probably come out and say, it is what it is. They're going to say, we didn't touch his NFL money. We didn't touch his NFL money. So let's look at this real quick. Let me go back here. What was I going to look up? Oh, yeah. His Tuohy. His Tuohy. T-O-U. What's his name? Do you have a first name? T-O-U. No, T-U-O. Man, I got a weird ass last name. T-U-O. Let's see. One day ago. 2009. Alright, this may have something in here. They are swimming in cash. Let's see. Sean Tuohy and Leigh and Tuohy combined net worth in 2023 is $100 million. The Tuohys are a couple of featured Oscar award-winning film. Okay, so this is the family. That's the good old boy. That's the wife. That's the son, and that's the daughter. Looks like a typical classic, good old Southern family. Let me turn this music off. It's kind of chopping up. So let's go back to this real quick. So they look like the typical American family. I want to know. So the number I heard the other day was wrong. It wasn't 250, but it is a large number. What did he sell? Was it his Taco Bell's? I should have it here. I don't care about all that stuff. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Sean Tuohy is a restaurant franchise mogul, which allowed him to earn big money. Tuohy owned 115 franchises of major food chains such as Taco Bell, KFC, Pizza Hut, Long John Silver's. As the owner of these lucrative franchises, Tuohy and his family have raked millions of dollars throughout the years. After selling most of these franchises, Tuohy bagged a lucrative revenue of $213 million. Let's see. Sean Tuohy becomes a sports broadcaster. Given Sean's background in sports, he never veered away from it. Despite not choosing a career in sports, Sean served as a broadcaster. What? For the Memphis Grizzlies? I didn't know that. Huh. Wow, that's interesting. That's crazy. Oh, what do you know? It launched his wife's career in TV and film. Extreme Makeover. Home Edition. So, yeah, after seeing all this, it looks like I definitely guarantee you the story I laid out is basically what happened. Now, I'm not going to say, here or there, an alteration or two, but that's basically what happened. Because when you see them in the public eye, when you see her all over these reality TV shows, he's doing sports broadcasting, she's in TV, I'm sure the kids are doing something. That was their shot. Not only, and look, they already had the money, but they wanted the fame, I'm sure. So they had this idea when they first met him. We could bring him in. We can groom him as a football player, get him into Ole Miss, and then if the stars really line up, we'll get him into the NFL. And man, what a story that would be. And it sure was. And we'll just have to see that paper, how they play this as far as with the paper, adoption papers. Because they're going to say, No, no, no. He knew we were protecting our life story, and it was not adoption papers. So I don't know. I'll update you when this lawsuit gets a little more details come out and have statements and stuff because it was just filed this last week. So um, we will another story we'll keep eyes on, add it to the list of stuff we'll keep y'all updated. But I do appreciate you spending a few minutes with us. And remember, once the season rolls around, we will have live streams. We will have pre games. We will have post games. And we will be thoroughly entertaining. So for Coop and around the NFL, RedZone stop for Fred Davis. We will catch you later. This is Chiefs Studios. Peace.